Can you be spiritual without being
Religious.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode with the street Rabbi. How are you doing and how is everyone out there? Today is another beautiful and special afternoon. I'm here with my baby sister Tikudi. Say hi.
Hi.
How you
Hi,
doing today? How does it
everyone.
feel to be here?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, it's another time to drag. But I mean, it's great.
Okay. Have you heard this word? Because I hear it a lot. People say it to me and people say it to themselves. Then they say something like, I like you because you are not religious, yet you are spiritual. Or people say, I'm not spiritual, I'm spiritual, I'm not just religious. That kind of stuff. And you should have heard it before. Have you heard it before?
Of course, a lot of
What do you
times,
think about it?
especially on social media, you hear things like, "Oh, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person." I think people are basically just trying to separate the two extremes. People believe that there are certain things that makes you a spiritual person, right, but not necessarily a religious person. Yes, so you hear some funny stories of maybe someone that is a serious Christian that works in church, that prays. You now hear that the person did something bad. That's why you now hear something like, all these religious people.
Okay. So where the Gen Z people, they like to disconnect from.
Yeah, so they don't want to give that vibe of like, just like our parents. They were religious, but not spiritual.
Yeah, I think I get it, and of course I do not agree with everything. I feel like let me just bring some Jewish perspective and wisdom to it, right? So the first thing is, what is religiosity and what is spirituality? Let me start with the spiritual stuff, right? Spirituality from the Jewish wisdom means that generally spirituality is like you're connecting with higher power, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, your deep connection with something bigger than you or someone bigger than you, or even Ogun and all those things, whatever. That's spirituality. But better, how will you know something is spiritual? Something we are all living in a world which is natural.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you now know what I'm doing is a spiritual activity or this thing? Simple way to know is that, can a machine replicate it? If the answer is no, then it's spiritual. Right? Can an animal do it? Right? Yes, it's spiritual.
Yeah.
So like worshiping God, for example.
Yeah.
You don't see animal say we're having a crusade worshiping God. It's a spiritual activity. You not see an animal say I'm sacrificing another animal. They will eat it.
Yes,
right? Like that is, a machine cannot do that. A machine cannot worship God. That's why worship is deeply spiritual. It's specialized. Like we are the only one that can do it. No one can worship God. When anybody say I will raise a stone to worship me, it's like it's sarcasm.
Yes.
There's no place a stone worships God.
Of course.
Right. So we're still the only set of persons that can, So everything we do as human beings is spiritual. So, but maybe you are a Christian or you're Muslim, you are an atheist. Even being an atheist, it's a spiritual thing. Because an animal cannot be thinking there's God or not, right? So it's like a spectrum. It's like how spiritual is this activity? From 1 to like range of 100. Something like sex, for example. Animals do have sex.
Yes.
Human beings do have sex.
Yes.
Right? Sex is not spiritual in itself. Sex is natural. It's a natural commitment. Activity, right? So what now makes, as human now, we can now decide to make sex spiritual. That's why we have weddings. That's why we have virginity. I'm keeping my virginity till a certain age.
Yes.
And nobody's going to touch me until I marry. That's a spiritual activity. That means you are making that natural thing spiritual. Animals give birth, we give birth. But animals don't do what they call parenting.
Yeah.
They don't put values. Everything an animal is going to learn is just because it's an animal. So a monkey's child and another monkey's child, they will jump the same way. They will not say this way we jump in our family. They don't have surnames. They don't do naming ceremony. Those are the spiritual activities. Naming your child, going to somebody and say I want to marry. Animal just
Mate.
hey, yeah, I get it. Animal just mates,
Even the name's different. You use mating for animals and
yeah,
you
like
use sex for
some people say it's not sex, it's make love.
make love. Whatever it is, you just not use mating for a human being.
Just like
it's weird.
So like they don't cut, they don't say I want to go and see your parents in case.
In
case that's what makes it spiritual.
Yeah.
Right? They don't. Education is spiritual activity. So now let's bring it back to the real context. So the answer is, can you be spiritual without being
religious?
No. Because religiosity means that you have a commitment, that you have a practice, you have a routine. So, and you can't just be spiritual if you are not committed to the learning of it. You can say, well, spiritual, yes, but you don't know the Jesus, you don't know the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
It takes a level of commitment to study the Bible, a level of commitment to pray, a level of commitment to know who you really are. So there's nothing, you can't separate spirituality
from religion.
So religion is the consecration, the daily activity. There's a lifestyle of a Christian, and that lifestyle, no matter how you want to look at it, is a religious lifestyle.
Actually.
So you can't take it away. So you say that you are spiritual all the time. If you are spiritual, you are also religious, because there's something that fuels your spirituality. It's your religiosity that actually sponsors your spirituality. So, bro,
but is it not possible for you to be religious but not spiritual? For instance, doing activities in church that you know deep down is just an eye service and all of those things. Those are religious activities. You can say the person is just being religious and not spiritual. So
depends how you look at it, right? Because even as your work now, like my work, right, it takes some level of religiosity to be good at it. Religion is you use it for anything. If you wake up in the morning, if you have a daily routine, you go to the gym, you come back, that thing already is a religious activity. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you going to church is a religious activity.
Yes.
But when it comes to connection with God, we can't look at somebody except we want to look at the character alone. It's very hard to discern except by when you look at the patient, the fruit of the spirit, which it takes time sometimes. Do you understand? So to judge if somebody is spiritual, I think is very, very, we are not even supposed to.
Yes.
Do you understand? But you can be going to church, you can be going to church and be doing all the things in church. If you're actually doing all the things the way you should do them, you end up being spiritual.
You will end up, meaning it's a process. So there's actually a time where you are being religious but not spiritual.
I don't think so. I feel like as long as you're a human being, right? You're already spiritual. If you want to look at it from the Jewish perspective, meaning that doing things that animals and machines cannot replicate.
Okay.
If I want to go by that particular definition, I think every human being is spiritual.